All right, guys, I bought my first kayak in 2024 because a friend let me borrow his. Just try it one time in a pond, and I caught a pretty nice one. So here's what that bass looks like right here. Since that day, I started looking for a kayak, and the kayak that I decided to purchase is this one right here. Take a look at it. Oh, that is a big one, y'all. Oh, that is a giant.
Oh my goodness, Daddy, help me.
Get it?
Bud, this is a cat here.
All right, guys, first things first. So this is a Perception 10-foot kayak that I was able to purchase from a friend. I got on Facebook Marketplace and a couple of different other places and started looking to see what I could actually find that would be something that I, as a 200-pound man, could actually fish out of. So when I purchased this kayak, I paid $500. For $500, this is what I got. I got the kayak, I got the paddle, I had the Humminbird 4DI with downward imaging that came with it. It also came with a 12-volt battery that goes in this compartment here. I got the anchor that's right here, the seat, and then the actual anchor system that goes with this. So for $500, that's what I got. Now, if you go look on the internet on what all this would cost you, if I was just to buy the Perception itself, it would cost me $750, $800. If I was to buy this electronic itself with the battery, I would spend $250. The electronic itself is probably $180. $30 for the anchor. This is just some military ripcord that we used on that. And then for the anchor system, I don't remember what this cost, but anyway, if you look at it, you're looking at a $1,200 kayak that, just because I spent a little bit more time searching, asking around, and checking with friends, I was able to get this for that. Now, I made some upgrades. With this, I can only carry 2 rods in the back, and then 2 rods in my lap, 3, but 3 rods is uncomfortable. So what I did is I did an upgrade, so let me get that in there, and then I'll show you what I did. Okay, so in order for me to carry more rods, which now I carry 8 rods with me, I ended up seeing this on Facebook Marketplace. There was a guy selling them. I just looked at it real fast, and then I just went and made my own, and this is what I came up with. Now, I didn't measure, and the Perception comes with a pretty big holder in the back, but I didn't measure how wide it was. So when I got finished with this, I put it in here. I have a large gap. It's pushing out on my actual rod holders, and it's actually causing me some issues. So I'm actually going to come in and build or find me a block that's about 4 inches so I can lift this and then actually be able to hold that evenly and not put so much pressure on my rod holders. But with just this small little upgrade that cost me maybe 20 bucks, I'm able to now, carry 8 rods at one time. So that was a pretty good thing that I did, and really enjoy it. Now here's 3 things that I think everybody should have in their kayak. One is, if you don't like water getting up where you're at, make sure you put some of these in your kayak. These are plugs that just go in here, plug these holes, and it'll help alleviate water getting into the area where you're at. Or just say you have, like for me, I have a pretty nice Yeti that I put in here. You can put it in there and keep water from coming up, getting all over the nicer things that you have. But these are nice. I recommend that you use these for sure. People like your stuff sometimes more than you like it, and they're willing to take it out of the back of your truck. I never put my kayak in my truck without locking it. So you can go to Walmart or anywhere, Academy, and you can get one of these straps, get you a lock, and make sure you, every time you put your kayak in your truck, lock it. Since day one, I've had this, and I still have my kayak, but I have friends that no longer have kayaks because they just set them in the back and didn't make sure that they were locked down. So make sure, protect your equipment by getting your lock. The other is when I'm going out in the nighttime, these little lights, I have them on here. I don't use them long, but I have them and they're available so I can use them. I recommend y'all getting these as well. These are pretty nice to have for your kayak. So I'm gonna do kind of like a 4 things that I think is good about this kayak, and then 4 things that's not. So one, probably one of the coolest things is the transducer is in front of the kayak. So as I'm going with my electronics, it's picking up whatever's directly under me. That way when I have my buoy, I can just throw my buoy out right there instead of it being off the back of my kayak and going over, seeing what's down there and having to turn around to try to find that exact location. So I love the fact that the transducer cavity is there. All right, so that's one good thing. 2, it's extremely light. I can throw this in the back of my Toyota Tacoma, take it anywhere, pull it out, drag it, do whatever I need to do to get it to where I need to go. So its versatility is pretty awesome. So I enjoy that about that. Sometimes I hear that people that have the bigger kayaks can't do that. I like being able to put mine anywhere. I like small rivers, I like creeks. That's what I grew up fishing. And then I'm trying to get better at lakes, but I can put mine at any point at a lake without having to put it at a boat ramp and paddle to where I need to get to. Probably the 4th thing that I love about it is it's comfortable. I don't have any issues with sitting in it for a while. I am a veteran, and sometimes my legs go numb and I have things on my lower back that give me issues and all that stuff, and I can sit in this kayak for a little bit without it bothering me. You know, sometimes if I'm out there for a while, I have to stop, get on the bank, stand up, walk around, and get back in. But for the most part, it's a very, very comfortable kayak. So that's 4 things that I love about it. 4 things I don't like. 1, the very first time I bought this kayak, I put it in my swimming pool here at my house, and I tipped it. The very first time I tried to get into it, I tipped it. Since then, I have to wade into the water. I have to get into a comfortable position in order to get into the kayak. And then with me putting more accessories on it and that kind of thing, it makes it more complicated. If you're 200 pounds and you want to kayak fish, you may not want to buy this kayak. I did lean, one of my previous videos, I did lean and tip my kayak. I had 7 rods in the boat, a lot of my tackle. Luckily I was in 8 or 9 foot of water, was able to come back, get some goggles, go back out there, find all of my gear. I lost the LSU cap, one of my favorite, and a $210 pair of shades. I was able to get all my tackle back, everything that I had. But if you're worried about tipping, this ain't the one for you. 2, I don't like paddling as much as I gotta paddle with this kayak. If I was to upgrade, I would go to a pedal drive or figure out some way to modify this particular kayak where I can put some type of trolling motor on it. The big thing with that is, take for example Lake Darball. There are some spots that I want to get to that I can't necessarily drive my truck to drop my kayak because of private property and those kind of things. But they are high percentage areas, so I have to drop it at the closest place or the best place possible, and then I gotta paddle a good ways. Sometimes when you're as old as I am, you know, you gotta give them arms a break, and I wish I had a way to pedal or either have a motor on the back to work with it. So I don't like the fact that I have to paddle it everywhere when I could pedal or use an electronic motor to get me where I need to go. Good thing about that, without having a motor on it, I don't have to have it registered and that kind of thing, so that's a plus as well. 3, I would say that the wind in this particular kayak, because of how light it is tough. I don't like it. In a video that I didn't post, I was anchored down and I got in some windy areas and there was no easy way to get out, and I fought it. There was a couple times that I thought I was gonna flip and I had all 8 rods. I had my tackle bag. I had everything in there. So with dealing with the wind in this particular kayak, it's not fun. I did shoot a video when I was fishing Bussy Break where I was struggling with the wind because I didn't have my anchor. And I just had to modify ways in order to anchor myself and make it easier and safer for me to fish. Which brings me to my 4th point. I have an anchor in my boat, and it has 30 foot of military cord. I'm never fishing in 30 foot water. Why I have that much cord on there, I'll never know. But I probably need to shorten that to probably 15 feet. The only other problem with that is that I'll literally have to wrap it every single time, bring it in, which gives me issues. And then I have the anchor system where I can move the anchor to the front or back of my kayak. I don't know the official name for it. Dealing with that, also it hangs up and all that stuff all the time. I can't stand it. I don't like my anchor. I don't like my anchor system. If I was going to do something different, I would have an electronic anchor or something that was more friendly where you can, press a button, the anchor drop, and then you press a button, the anchor comes back up. Now, I don't know if that's like one of the rods, one of the anchor rods, because you can only do that in so many feet of water, or if it's one of the new anchor systems. I've seen them, but I can't think of the name of them right now. So that would be the 4th thing I don't like. But overall, my first kayak in 2024, my first kayak ever. And it's been one of the best fishing experiences I've ever had. I enjoy it. It's calming. It's a way for me to work out while I fish. It's challenging. It puts me in places that other people can't get to. And it's just amazing. And I'm only gonna upgrade from here. So coming in 2025, which is New Year's Eve today, I want to tell everybody Happy New Year's. Coming into 2025, I'm gonna upgrade and I'm gonna do better, and I'm gonna put some more kayak fishing on here. Appreciate you watching this video. If you don't own a kayak, I suggest you get one and try it out. I think you'll enjoy it, you'll love it, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So just be safe out there. Make sure you have a life jacket and just make sure you're safe. Do everything you can to be safe. So appreciate you guys. For my kayak that I'm still working on, I bought the Hook Reveal 7 with the downward imaging and the 2D that you can do side by side. This also has mapping